What a showdown we have in store. A couple of Big 12 teams squaring off in what could prove to be a huge game. As we'll see, the TCU Horned Frogs taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Sam Houston Bearcats. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Frogs will kick it away to start us off. And he's coming out of the end zone. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Bearcats offense will have the first possession of the game. When this guy comes onto the field, David, he seems to bring the it factor with him.
So much fun as a play caller to have a guy you depend on, you trust. You know, Palmer, you're going to get the best out of this young man.
He's also one of those guys, David, who just elevates everybody else around him, right? All 10 guys in that huddle offensively just seem to play better knowing they've got confidence in this guy.
He'll try it again. And he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit. And the Bearcats headed quickly to the line. They'll leave it with him. Runs through a tackle. Still running at the 40. Nothing but green grass down the middle. 10. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Bearcats.
And these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football game.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the TCU Horned Frogs offense will have its first possession of the game. And there's no doubt, guys, we will be focused on these two-star playmakers on the outside.
I'm curious to see how much man coverage we're going to see today. I don't know if either of these defenses is confident enough to go mano-a-mano with these two dudes on the field. They're two of the best in the nation.
These cornerbacks aren't looking for man-to-man coverage. I can promise you that. They'd be like, give me some help over here. But we're going to see some split screens, and we're going to see who had more catches, who had more yards. We're definitely going to be breaking that down this game.
That's the way to give yourself some breathing room. Now the second play of the drive from the 36. A nice pickup on that one.
In college football, you see this a ton now. You use a quick passing game, basically as the running game. Get a few yards, get your offense ahead of the sticks, keeps it on pace for success.
They go to the ground. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
Well, it's not a home run, but it's just enough by the running back to move the chains.
And the Horned Frogs getting set on 1st and 10. Gonna run it. It's Marino. Oh, he left him grabbing. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
Small gain, I know. But, again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
A little release to the back. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. Well, he made the grab, but the doors closed quickly after that.
And I like this. I want to find my running back, but, man, he's got to do a little more damage after the catch. I need a stiff arm I need a spin move. I need something where he can make that guy miss and pick up a bunch of yards and maybe get a big play out of it.
He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. Offense about to reel off its 7th play of the drive. Looking to throw, it's Everett. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
Great job by the defense taking away the quarterback's primary target on that play and forcing the incompletion.
2nd down coming up. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. The Horned Frogs are threatening in the red zone. They'll throw it on 1st down. He's got it. And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when you start getting those long yardage situations.
On 3rd and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Horned Frogs!
And they just keep feeding it to their workhorse back to open this game. Great job in the open field. He's got tremendous vision. He can make people miss. You saw all of that on display here in the opening drive.
And he puts through the extra point. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the... He's looking to throw it. He's right on target. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. The Bearcats will hustle to the line. Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Fires to the wideout. Reacted well to the tip, but just couldn't squeeze the football. Instead of the turnover, it'll be 3rd down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion.
Well, the linebacker showing you read and react. He knew exactly where that running play was going, and he beat the football to the line of scrimmage and forced the TFL.
The Bearcats will punt this one away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. And now the hit knocks it loose. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Listen, I love the individual effort by this punt returner, and he's trying to make guys miss. He's trying to make a big play for his team, but he cannot put the ball on the ground. You just now gave the ball right back to the opponent after your defense forced the punt.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. In the next county. He's got an open man. Touchdown, Bearcats! And what? Daylight in was time to make a house call.
quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him redirect.
TCU will send its offense back onto the field. And, David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
Great to have perfect blocking, but you can also make your own, and that's exactly what he does, getting it up to the 36.
A nice job by the defense there tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
A run up the middle is stuffed for no gain.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Offense breaks the huddle on third down. Looking downfield, it's Everett. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. Oh, man, this could have disaster written all over it. Going for it inside their own 40. Finds the tight end. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. 42 Spider. Running it to the right. Not much of a gain there on the ground, and that will do it for the first quarter. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the first quarter. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Fires to the big fella. And he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on second down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, I think people look at that negative sometimes.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. The defense coming up big there. The sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that, the secondary, and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and that's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
It's incomplete, and they'll turn it over on down. On first down, here comes this offense. The inside handoff. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. And the Bearcats in the hurry up. On second down, he'll let it fly. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. He's got his man. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. He'll keep it himself. Smacks it with the stiff arm. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea. Because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting the first down.
And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. Leaves it with the back. They get him on the ground. He picked up about 4 yards, and the ball spotted at the 10. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. Looking to throw for it. Going for 6. And he's got it. Touchdown, Sam Houston.
Really nice job by the quarterback there of just letting the play develop. He had his eyes down in the middle of the field, and I think when he saw that deep middle area vacated, he said to himself, I've got a guy running right into that area. I'm throwing this thing on time. This is going to be a touchdown. That's exactly what happened.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From inside the 10, here he comes. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Dropping back, it's Everett. On the run, still looking. Going to try to get it himself. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
This guy just gives you nightmares. I mean, he's just got so much electricity. He just pulls it down and chews up yards like it's nothing. That's a quarterback. A quarterback doing that to your defense.
Gets open down the middle. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
Really nice job there by both guys, the throw and the catch, to work that defense and get the first down.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
Trying to cap this drive with the pass. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, TCU.
Man, that is so good. There's not a lot of room to work over there on the sideline in the end zone, but he was able to control his body, catch the football, make sure he had a foot down in bounds. It doesn't get any better than that.
Going to take a second look at this one. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. On to attempt the try. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Iowa State notched a victory in enemy territory, and though it wasn't a dominant win, I'd argue any win away from Ames is worth its weight in gold to the Cyclones. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. He just broke the century mark, 100 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The Bearcats want to pick up the tempo. Shotgun snap on third down. Quickly out to the tight end. At the 40, there he goes. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. And the Bearcats will line it up on 1st and 10. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come out.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
Some third down conversions tougher than others. This one a long one on third down from the 43. Dances away. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. The Bearcats will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fields to punt and try to pick up some yards. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. TCU will send its offense back onto the field, keeping it on the ground with the single back. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
Finds his tight end. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like, because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
Yeah, and great job by the linebacker understanding what to do in zone coverage. I drop, I take my steps. When that quarterback's feet get set, my feet get set, I break on the football. Nice break. Way to go break that up and swat it down.
And you got to put that one on the receiver. That's just a flat-out drop. That's a good throw by the quarterback. That's a catch that receiver needs to make.
A third and long coming up here. To throw, it's Everett. Looking down the middle. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. He'll try to take it back. And he showed off the wheels after using the hands on the pick, and he gets it down to the 34-yard line.
And I tell you what, when defenses play zone, all eyes are on the quarterback. You have a zone to drop to, but you're setting on the quarterback, reading his eyes. Great job by the defense, understanding the ball was coming out, breaks on the football, goes and makes the INT.
Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. New set of downs after that completion. They'll throw it on first down. Dances away to buy time. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yardage. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack. Great job making something out of nothing.
They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Looking to move it through the air. To the end zone, and it's picked off. Lowers those pads. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
You can't give points away when you're a QB. You have to understand, I got to be aggressive, and it's tough in the red zone because those are really tight windows.
He's looking deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. This offense has a second down play. He's looking to throw. And down he goes back at the 3. The defense calls the timeout. Their second of the day as they try to get their act together. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And they can't make the play on third down. And the Horned Frogs will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Based on this field position, Jesse, they need to get something on the board before the half.
And they've got to be aggressive too, Reese. They've got the weapons to attack and try to steal a field goal here.
You practice these situations all during the week. You know you got to be fast, take advantage of the clock, hit stopping, making sure you're throwing the football down the field to try to get some points.
after the incompletion. Back to the passing game. He'll pull it down and run. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
Timeout, Sam Houston.
They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. And this will be a 41-yarder coming up from the right side. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. And this will be a 41-yarder coming up from the right side. It is good. And that lead grows even bigger. That late-in-the-half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. To the air on first down. They're bringing heat. Defense was swarming around this quarterback, and he never had a chance to get it off. And down he goes, and we will head to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. And the Bearcats will boot it away to start the second half. Here's the return from inside his 10. Slips through the line. Got a little room. Wide open, and it's a foot race. He will score. Touchdown, Horned Frogs.
You know, we just went to half, and we drew up all these adjustments and things we got to do differently and to take advantage. How about the special teams coming out to start the second half and setting the tone, taking the kick all the way back for 6. You don't draw it up any better than that.
Touchdown on the board like that 93-yarder just did. On the move from inside his 5. And the return man showing great vision to be able to find some space and put his team in much better field position. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake, but maintain your aggressive play call.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's the play caller right now just taking a look at that script he's got in front of him and finding out where are my playmakers, who can we take advantage of on this defense to get a touchdown here, Dan.
Yeah, and just keep moving the ball down the field. Just execute a little bit better in the red zone. There's no need to panic. We're moving the football, and we got the lead.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Working the middle, it's complete. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41.
That is going to drive this defensive coordinator nuts. A lot of DCs, they focus a ton of energy on how their unit performs on 3rd down and in the red zone. This defense gives up a couple more 3rd down conversions like that. They're going to be in for a very unpleasant film session.
They'll go to the counter play. Still running at the 40. And the ball's on the ground. And they put it on the deck, but it gets out of bounds to avoid the turnover.
Ooh, offense really lucky there. Ball on the ground. Everybody's trying to make a scramble for it, and it just goes out of bounds. So the offense lucky to maintain possession.
And I love working the slot receivers. You see so much of that. It's about matchups, right? I can put a fast guy in that slot, maybe get him matched up on a linebacker or a safety. I like working those guys in those matchups. Favorable for the offense for sure.
The run to the right. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Bearcats! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. We want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. UConn answered the bell away from the Rent today with an impressive victory. The Huskies knew the challenges awaiting them, and they met them head-on. Generally the mark of a really good team. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Man, this quarterback is going to need an ice bath when this game is over because he is getting whacked. We've seen him go down. He's been sacked time and time again. He just got nailed another time on that last play. He can't wait for this game to be over.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Makes the grab, and it's plenty for the first down. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on fourth down. The Horned Frogs with the 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He'll just keep slinging it. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete.
All right, that's a good result for the defense. We knew coming into this year they wanted to really improve their pass defense and their secondary and coverage. Nice job there.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
It's going to be tough on this defense containing this guy because he's got that sixth sense to get outside the pocket, and at that point, he's throwing it and hurting you, or you can take off and run. That time able to get the first down. Big challenge for the defense moving forward.
Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Let's see if they go back to the air on second down. Dropping back, it's Everett. Moving away from pressure. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that's why you always want to be pursuing the football. QB's scrambling, he rolls out to the right, but don't quit if you're on defense. Get somebody after the QB. They got to him, they hit him, and forced the incompletion.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Buys a little extra time. He's in a world of trouble, and down he goes. A catastrophic loss on that play.
Awesome job by the defense. Not only getting the fast quarterback on the ground, but understanding what he wants to do. He can take off. I got to make sure I got good pursuit angles, and I got to make sure I build rails. I can't let him outside. I got to keep him in the pocket. He tries to get outside. They get the sack and get the huge loss on that.
Incomplete pass, and the defense comes up big, and they take over. First down for this offense. Here's a quick throw out to the left. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. The Bearcats moving quickly to the line. They'll run it to the right side. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. It's 3rd down, and they've got to get it to the 33. From the gun, wants to pass. Quick strike complete. And he was knocked down immediately, short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here. The Bearcats will send out the punt unit. And that one will find its way into the end zone for a touchback. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. There have been a couple of missed opportunities from these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on fourth downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Yeah, defensively, you better be ready to run east and west when you're playing against this offense. In their running game, that time, the offense was able to outflank the defense to the right side for a big play.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
They've been running it, but now the pass. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
And the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page on that last play. Timing has got to be so critical, especially when you're throwing to the perimeter in the field, and they just didn't have it there.
Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. This defense giving up ground as he's finally knocked down at the 26.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 1st and goal and a touchdown here really gives them momentum. Grabs it in the middle. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one. And after the really good gain on 1st down, they'll try to finish it off on 2nd and goal. And he fights his way forward, gets away from 1, but not much doing on that one.
And you've got to think there's 11 guys on defense right now keying in on this running back. They've watched the tape. They've seen this guy gash defenses. He's scored a boatload of touchdowns this season. You're in.
Touchdown, TCU! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
They want to try to pull even right now as they're going for the onside kick here in the 3rd. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Now the play fake. They get him on the ground, didn't see anything downfield, but made a little something out of it. And the Bearcats come to the line in the hurry-up. On 3rd and short, they'll ride the running back here. They'll pick up enough yardage for the 1st down. They've got it at the 30. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. That's the end of the period, and Sam Houston has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. First down to start the drive after the break. He'll ride his man on the option. The pitch. And that's what this option will do to you. They got the pitch man free, and he was off to the races. The Bearcats are rolling down the field.
It's another 1st down for the offense.
The give to the back. Runs through the tackle. Touchdown, Bearcats! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming into the season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's showing it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
38.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the returner will be dragged down. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Looking to go up top on first down. He finds his man.
This is the moment for this offense to put a drive together. It doesn't matter what's happened up to the point of this game, but you're trailing right now. You've got to put some points up on the board. This is where all 11 guys need to be playing together as one.
To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense.
Well, I'll tell you, he picked a good time to have his longest run of the day. Really nice job there, feeling the pressure, buying himself some time, and then taking off and getting north. And just so gifted when he's in the open field. That's going to really give a jolt to his offense.
The incompletion on first down leaves him with 2nd and 10 from the 43. Looking left. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
You know, it's so important for corners to be able to transition, right? You got to have real loose hips. You got to be able to change direction on a dime. And in zone coverage, when you see the ball thrown, you can break on it and force incompletions like that.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it.
Now such a tough situation. Late in this game, you're trailing, but now it's 4th and long. Like, it's one thing if it's 4th and short. This makes it even more difficult. You got to have something dialed up you feel really great about.
He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit. And the Horned Frogs have it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, it's Everett. Looking to the big tight end. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, 2nd down coming. After the misfire, now on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. Makes the grab, and he's got the first. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the 1st down.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the 1st down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it, and now a fresh set of downs.
Back to the air one more time. Coming after him. This time they were able to keep him in check and stop him short of that 1st down. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. He caught it. Stopped at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal.
Well, trailing like they are right now in the 4th quarter, their execution offensively is just going to have to be at a premium. You can't afford.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Horned Frogs. Old Uncle Mo has changed sidelines.
Look out, brother. Here's what happens, right? Something happens, get you close in the ball game. The defense needs to come out here, get a stop, get that ball back to the offense. Oh, Uncle Mo on your side.
They'll try to follow that last touchdown with an onside kick. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football.
Illegal touch. Offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The offense starts with a short field. They'll go to the ground. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating them up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
Across the 25, he's got room. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6. Takes a snap, wants to throw. He's got it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Sam Houston.
This guy is officially a problem. His second receiving touchdown of the game. Nice job by the offense. Dude, if I've got a matchup I like, continue to pick at it until they stop it.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Georgia is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the momentum may be turning. These dogs have picked themselves up off the canvas before, and they are capable of it again today. They're trailing by 11 to UCLA.
It's complete to the right.
We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Starting this drive like that is exactly what they'd hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. Back to throw, it's Everett. Fires left. He makes a catch. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. This offense always looking for those big explosive plays, and now they've got it just inside the 30. Unleashes one deep. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, TCU! That big score makes the end of this game very interesting.
No doubt the offense got what they need. More work to do, but you had to get this part accomplished first.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. Now they'll try to get another possession with an onside kick. And in that scramble, they're going to come out of there with the football, and they get the onside kick and take possession right back. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Comes out throwing on first down. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright. You just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
And they swarm him under.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
It'll be a run on 3rd and short. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line.
I think Jesse and Reese could call offensive plays for any team if they're having this much success on the ground. It starts with the ground game, right? Like, you can chew up these kind of plays, then I can play action later on and take shots. But right now, defense has first got to stop the run game that's been chewing them up.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
So now the opportunity with a touchdown to take the lead. Wide out in motion. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. You just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for you.
We've reached a 2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out. On 2nd and goal, he carries again. Touchdown, Horned Frogs! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
Man, And I love this offense being able to run the football late in the game when it matters and punch it in for the touchdown, and more importantly, take the lead.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
49, Sam Houston, 45.
From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Wants to throw on first down. Got the back over the middle. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Unloads it left. That is just a sideline clinic. Roll, catch, toe drag, everything you want. Now on first down from the 43-yard line.
First down.
He's going to pass. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. And the Bearcats come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw it again. Now he's going to break the pocket. Open space at the 25. How about that nice run from this junior quarterback? Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running.
Another first down.
Going up top on first down. Feeling some heat. Grabbed over the middle. It's Thomas. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down.
Well, they don't pick up the first down there, but in this 2-minute situation, they need their quarterback to be decisive, to be accurate, and make really good decisions.
And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game.
That's a play the defense needed, right? It's been a battle all game long. Here we are. It's late. Everybody's tired. They've given up a few yards on this drive, but they come away with a huge sack at a big moment.
When a defense gets a sack, you know what they want? Another sack. 3rd down coming. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And that is a backbreaker. It's 4th down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play. But the defense came up big in a big moment.
The give to the back. It's runs like that that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Now on 2nd down, and we'll probably see another run, and that might do it if they can get a first down. Still on his feet at the 45. Oh, look out, there he goes. Touchdown, TCU. And they take it in for 6 more points. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
That is exactly what you want your offense to do. You want it to eat clock, but if you score, go up by 2 possessions, nail meat, coffin, great execution by this offense to put this game away.
And the extra point splits the uprights. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he's going to bring it out. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Line getting set on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. And they got him for the sack. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this 3rd down play. Clock running. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Didn't have much of a choice. Just had to throw that one away. It'll be 4th down.
Defense has been looking so good on this drive so far. They already set up 3rd and long, and now they take all the throws away down the field. Great job in coverage. Great job reading the QB's eyes. So there's nowhere for him to go with it. He's got to throw it away.
He's taking a deep shot late in the game. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. So after stumbling around a bit earlier this season, they put together 3 consecutive wins and seem to have righted the ship.
Dang right. How do you handle adversity? Every coach talks about that. They dealt with it now. They got the loss. They had a little bit of struggle early in the season. What do? You respond by putting a winning streak together, gaining some momentum as the season closes.
And sometimes the good thing about losing games early is that you know you're not perfect. You have to come out. You've got to bring your A game to the park each and every week. And that's what we've seen from this team now recently. They've